I thought for sure every blood vessel in my brain was actually going to explode and I was going to like die of an aneurysm. Hi guys, it's Rose and welcome back to another video. Today is a part 2 to the previous video I made, and I'm just going to be releasing them a few days apart because, I have a life. But I kind of made these stories and realized that I ramble for a long time if I don't have a script. So we're going to be doing a part 2. This is the part 2. Get your popcorn, get your comfy blanket, and sit your ass down. It could be on the park bench. We're going to get into it. This is my 5th grade camp story. This one might be the one that I remember most clearly because of just how significant this moment was in my life. So at 5th grade camp, right, we decided to go on a night walk, as you always do in your school camps. And after we get back from this night walk, everyone is instructed to go into the hall. There was a huge camp hall. It was the biggest room in the entire camp, and it was where we did all of our nighttime activities. Everyone gathered before activities in the day, and it was just kind of like the main meeting place, right? As we come back from this night walk, the teachers are mad. They are livid because we were talking way too loud, and apparently that was disrupting the wildlife or whatever. We get into the camp and everyone sits down on the floor and we are getting our asses beat, metaphorically. No one was getting beat, but metaphorically they are yelling at us. They were yelling at us. Everyone is silent. Everyone is dead quiet as can be. You can hear a pin drop. Okay, this is very important. All of a sudden, my bowels feel funny. I feel a little pocket of air making its way through my digestive system. I'm like, ooh, that's not good. That's not good at all. So I lean over to my friend and I tell her, hey girl, I think I need a fart. And she looks at me, she goes, just hold it in. Just hold it in. I'm standing there, yeah, hold it in. I'll just hold it in. That's not even that hard. I'll be fine. All of a sudden, I hear my cabin number get called. They were trying to make it calm, so they were only taking like 6 people at a time. I stand up. Boom, atomic bomb. Boom, nuclear warfare. Boom, radiation spills out and infects everyone in the building. I just released the most loud, thunderous fart I have ever let exit my body in my entire life. I don't know where it came from. I don't know how it was brewing in my 11-year-old body. I don't know. It must have been the canned food, to be honest, but it was the loudest fart I have ever done in my life. It was like someone put a megaphone up to my ass crack. Sorry. Not me laughing at my own joke. That place shook. The floor shook. The ceiling tremored. It echoed in that building. And everyone burst out laughing. And you want to know what the funniest part of all that was? I was the first person in my group to stand up. They all knew it was me. There was no hiding. And this kid goes, yeah, fuck off. Everyone starts hissing it. They are laughing. No one cares about the school teachers anymore. No one cares about getting told off for being loud. Everyone is laughing at me. And I'm like, oh, yep, I'm never recovering from this. And I didn't, okay? I was known as the fart girl, and if people didn't know me personally, they just knew me as the fart girl because my entire cohort was there when it happened. Everyone saw it, everyone heard it, everyone felt the earth shake. I was the fart girl. When I graduated elementary school, we had to do a presentation with our favorite memories, and they forced me to say that one in the video that got put out on the graduation ceremony to all the parents. And even a few years later than that, I talked to one of my friends, and she genuinely said that the only thing she remembered about me from elementary school was the time I farted at camp. I feel like that was my legacy from that point forward. I never outdid myself after that time. The 4th and final story to end off this saga, although there is many that I could talk about because I truly have lived and been to a lot of camps. So for my 9th grade camp, this was one of 3 high school camps I attended. During the 9th grade camp, firstly, everyone got COVID, just a fun fact. There was like an outbreak during the camp and everyone went home with COVID because I somehow dodged COVID, but I probably increased my chance of getting bowel cancer. So just a day before the camp starts, I get my period. Now, controversial here, but I don't track my period. I never have. I know when it's coming. I can feel it. Something in the air tells me. And yes, I actually have dealt with many bad incidences because I don't track my period. Am I gonna do it? Probably not. So I found out that I've got it and I'm like, shit, because we have to do compulsory activities on this camp that you should not be doing with your period. Get to the camp and I find out I'm in a cabin with no one I know. In fact, I wasn't even on the camp with most of my friends, which was terrible news, because this meant I had to actually socially interact with people, and in high school no one wants to do that. I just wanted to stick with my friends. So one thing I really remember of this camp was just how bad the food was. It was diabolical. It was so bad that people were just spooning the food out of their plates after their meals and mixing them together like one big diabolical soup, some kind of witch's potion. I didn't want to look at it because if I looked at it I was going to vomit, to be honest with you. It was just so disgusting. The next thing I remember about this camp was this water slide. They had the worst water slide I've ever seen in my life, constructed by probably the fucking 7 gnomes, okay? It was so badly made, so poorly constructed. Every single nut and bolt in that thing looks like it had been rusting and deteriorating for maybe 2 millennia. Anyways, I get up to the slide and I'm like, oh, fucking hell. I got my period and it is raining. It is probably about 13 degrees Celsius, which, let's do the conversion rate. Hey Google, what is 13 degrees Celsius in Fahrenheit?
13 degrees Celsius is equivalent to 55.4 degrees Fahrenheit.
Amazing. It is 55 degrees, okay? We are in bathers. It is freezing cold. I'm shivering my life away at this point. I feel like I've literally shivered off my skin and I'm just like a bunch of bones. There's no type of tiles around this thing. It's just grass. So the grass has gone muddy and we're all covered in mud. And it starts raining. The rain is everywhere. It's not fun. It's not pleasant. It's terrible. Everyone's sick or dying or has their period like me. And I get to the top of this slide. I almost genuinely throw up. That slide was the steepest slide I've ever seen in my entire life. It was damn near as steep as those ones where they put you in like a cage and then press a button and you go flying down. That's how damn steep it was. But there was no type of cage. There was no type of enclosed water slide. It was open and the edges were extremely uncurled. They were very much giving, you're gonna slip off this and die. So I was just thinking to myself, damn, this is it. This is the end. I go down that slide and the second I go down it, I think, man, am I cooked? Because I feel myself start going fast at the start. That's not really usually what happens. I go fast at the very start, then I feel like I'm going too fast. And I'm only like midway down. By the time I'm getting to the bottom of this slide, I thought for sure every blood vessel in my brain was actually going to explode and I was going to like die of an aneurysm. The pressure, the speed, I thought I was going as fast as a fucking F1 car. It was actually terrifying. When I got to the bottom, there was a bump. There was a bump on that thing and it gave me the biggest bruise on my back, and it gave every other person that went down that slide the biggest bruise on their back because there was this one bump at the bottom of the slide that they hadn't fixed or anything, and it was so painful. That was not even the worst of my problems though, because after that we had a survivor's challenge and I had to crawl through literal mud. Now, I actually would have preferred mud, to be honest, but it turned out the mud was just like really cold diarrhea water, like fully smelt like 10 diseases mixed into one. I thought I was gonna get Ebola from this thing of water. It was this sludgy pool of still water that had been there for God knows how long, and we had to crawl in it. It was terrible. I came out reeking, and there was only one shower per cabin, but there was about 10 people per cabin, and your activities were based on your cabin. So my entire cabin comes back covered in sludge and smelling like diarrhea, and we cannot get a shower. So people are waiting, freezing cold, smelling like dookie for like an hour while someone else is in the shower taking forever because they're using their facial cleanser. And if that wasn't bad enough, I got really bad anxiety this trip. Not regular anxiety, poop anxiety. Yep, that's right. I didn't shit for about 5 days, that whole camp. And I've never had a fuller stomach in my life. I felt like I was going to explode by the end. I got to my final meal that day and I didn't eat a single bite. I thought if I ate any more, my intestines would probably actually implode. My whole inner lining of my stomach would explode like fireworks. I thought it was over for me. I went home on that bus, literally saying my prayers to the gods, rocking back and forward, closing my eyes. I thought I was about to faint and passed out from how bad the pain was. I got home and told my mum, the first thing I told my mum was, do we have laxatives? Because I thought I was going to need laxatives. But no, I really thought there was something wrong with me. No. turns out I'm just a scaredy cat because I walked into my own toilet and boom, 5 days worth of suffering down the drain. So yeah, that was my final camp story for you guys. I really hope you guys enjoyed these videos. Obviously, these are not the most serious, well-made videos on YouTube, but I'm trying my best, and I hope that in the future I can improve and give you guys the kind of content you like. That was all for today. Make sure to like and subscribe if you enjoyed the video, and I'll see you guys next time.